What's happening? It's Lunar Stew. Today I'm running through 5 habits you should be adopting if you're training hybrid. Do you know what? Even if you're not training hybrid, whatever you're training, if you adopt these habits, it's going to benefit you loads. First and foremost, I know it looks like I've just had a bit of dinner and I've left a bit of ketchup on my face, but I haven't. I was sparring with my little brother the other day, and they've used a box. You know when you get that bit of Velcro on your glove? He's done me dirty. But anyway, let's get into the video. If you haven't adopted these habits already, you're going to benefit loads. Habit number 1, create yourself a stretching/mobility routine. So many benefits to it, and you just should be doing it. If you're training hybrid, like I say, if you're doing any type of training, but especially hybrid, if you're running, cycling, if you're doing calisthenics, lifting weights, whatever you're doing, you've got to be doing some mobility stretching work. See, all your muscles just tighten up from all the training. I do mine in the morning because it's one of the first things I do. I come down, I hydrate, and I get into 20 minutes of stretching. It doesn't have to take up all the time in the world. Do 20 minutes in the morning, and it's prevented me getting injured for the last year since I created this habit. And yeah, I do a full body stretch routine, some mobility work in there, and it sets me up for the day. Literally after I do it, I come down, I'm all tired, just been laying there for 7-8 hours in bed, sore from the day before training, come down, do my stretch routine, just loosens me all up, sets me up for a good day of training, and it just prevents you getting injured. It's prehab work. So instead of doing rehab work after you've been injured and having to try fix it beforehand, do the prehab. But yeah, that's your stretching and mobility. Another benefit to it is whatever you're doing, let's say you're running, let's say you're lifting weights, calisthenics, whatever, you want that full range of motion. You want your stride to be longer. You want to be able to get into certain positions when you're doing the weights or you're doing your calisthenics. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're not doing your mobility work and your stretching. So habit number 1, get your stretching and mobility routine on lock. Habit number 2, get yourself into a good sleep routine. Honestly, a lot of people underestimate the power of sleep. It's a superpower. And it's free. It costs nothing. If you're training properly and you want to recover, yeah, you can stretch in your mobility, you can do whatever else. But sleeping is a free superpower you can use. It's literally a superpower. Yeah, there's different ways you can dial in your sleep. This could be a whole new video on itself. But main tips to dial in on your sleep, just get these habits right. Try to go to bed at the same time every day. Try to wake up at the same time every day. Try at least get 7-8 hours. When you wake up, come outside, get a bit of sunlight. Don't go on your phone a few hours before you go to bed. I know a few hours can be hard, but at least try to do an hour. Definitely don't be scrolling in bed. A good habit I do is I leave my phone on the other side of my room on charge and on aeroplane mode. So no notifications are going off. When I wake up in the morning and I go on see what time it is on my phone and turn off my alarm, I don't see a load of notifications because it's been on aeroplane mode. So yeah, take all them habits into consideration, get your sleep dialed in, and you're just going to have so much more energy, you're going to recover better, you can make more gains, and it's just going to benefit you loads more in your training. That sleep is number 1. Like I say, you can make a whole video on this, speaking hours about it, but just do them simple things and I promise you, put them into your schedule and your training will skyrocket. Get yourself a coach or get yourself a mentor. Learn about the training that you're doing. Whether it's cycling, whether it's running, calisthenics, whatever. You don't know what you don't know. You have to get the information and act on the information. If you've got the money and you're interested in getting a coach, get a coach. Pay for an online coach. Get a coach in person. If you haven't got the money, there's so much free information, mentorship, coaching on YouTube. You just got to look it up. You've got to take the time out of your day instead of watching crap. And all you've got to do is type in Google, type in YouTube, and you've got so much information, free information. Like I said, if you want some one-to-one coaching or mentorship on your training, you're going to benefit loads from it. It's a good return on investment because you're just going to get more out of your training if you're doing the right things. You could be doing the wrong things for years and years. Yeah, you're still going to be benefiting, but you can be going a lot slower, getting a lot slower results than if you're training with someone that's been there, done it, and has got all the information and knowledge that you don't have. So yeah, I really do recommend getting a coach, whether it be online whether it be an in-person coach, or there's so much information out there. You can use all these YouTubers that are giving out all this information, kind of just like I am now. Take it in, process it, and put it into your training. But if you're just trying to do everything yourself from what you know, you're limited. So get yourself a coach or mentor, you're going to benefit loads. Habit number 4, make sure you're fueling correctly. Depending on what you're training and depending on what your goals are. Before we start, I'm not no nutritionist. I've just worked out what works for me through trial and error. But yeah, it depends what your goals are. If you're training hybrid, I don't know how often you're going to be training, but if you're running, cycling, gym, doing all this training, you've got to be fueling your training. A lot of people, I feel, they undereat, they underfuel. You've got to be making sure you get the carbs to fuel your training, make sure you've got enough energy. You've got to be, depending on what your goals are, if you're trying to put on size, maintain size, you've got to be having enough protein in your diet. And a big habit to take on board when you're fueling yourself, try to use as much whole foods as you can. Forget the processed stuff, forget all these meals that have got all these different ingredients in it, 100 different ingredients in one piece of whatever you're eating. I don't know what you're eating, but just try to use whole foods. Eating simple, depending on what you're training and what your goals are, that will depend on the person, how much you should be eating, how many calories and your macros, etc. But really, eating simple, just keep it simple. For me, if you want to follow me on Instagram, LewisHayward_, I post my meals regularly. I just keep it simple. I go chicken, eggs, get my veg in, get my carbs, whether it be sweet potato, whether it be rice. Just keep everything simple. Keep it simple, get it in, be consistent with it. No yo-yo diets. Just make sure you're fueling for what your goals are. Yes, you can track it. Do I track mine? No. But from trial and error over the years, I've kind of figured out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Just be a bit more conscious of what you're eating and how much you're eating. If you want to track it and that helps you, go ahead. But yeah, fueling correctly, if you're hybrid training, it's a must. As well as hydration. And make sure you got your hydration on lock as well. Me, how do I do it? First off, no tap water. You know there's a load of shit in there. Actually, I'll show you quick. I've got this. Just pour some water on the top, filters it through. One time buy. You've got to buy filters every now and then, but does the job. And for electrolytes, I don't have no powders. I just use salt, I use lime, and it does the trick. So stay hydrated, at least 2 to 4 litres a day, and get your electrolytes in. Habit number 5, create yourself a recovery routine. And by that I mean, yeah, I spoke earlier about the stretching and mobility, but you also want to be taking at least one rest day, and then that rest day, make an active rest day. Get out for a nice long walk, spend less time on the phone, just relax. And there's other methods you can implement, such as get your saunas in a certain amount of times a week, ice baths, go for a massage. If you don't have the money for a massage, get a massage gun. If you don't have the money for that, get your money up. Now you can buy, even cheaper than that, you can buy little massage balls. Roll your feet out, roll out on the floor, get a foam roller. You've got to be doing a deep tissue work. You're going to be doing your stretching and mobility, ice baths and saunas. You'll be taking a rest day, active rest day. And when you're taking your rest day, actually rest, relax, take time off the phone, go for a nice walk, get out in nature. And all of this just prevents you from getting injured. Helps you optimise with your training, you just get more out of your training. Just get better gains, see more results. So yeah, this is the 5 habits. Implement this into your lifestyle and your training will just skyrocket. You'll just function better, you have more energy, more longevity. Implement these 5 habits. Comment down below how it's gone for you. And I'll see you in the next video.